Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are in full summer mode here. I am out of school. School's out for summer. And that means I start deep cleaning. And so I've been busy with cleaning. I told you about that in the last video. Yesterday I tackled the fridge, the whole bit, take everything out, wash everything. It's going on, it's going down here. And I'm also busy preparing for a little mini vacation that we're taking at the end of the week. And so try not to go to the grocery store. I'm trying to use up what I have in my pantry. So I went and shopped my pantry and I found something that inspired me. I have a bunch of cans of tuna. Okay, so before you click off this video, I know a lot of people don't like tuna. I get it. But this made me think about an easy way to get some protein in our diets when the meat prices are so high. 1 can of tuna. Now this, what I had on my shelf was the Star Kiss brand, but the Great Value brand is 78 cents per can. And so the meals that I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be showing you 4 different meal ideas. They're going to be lunches for me at home this week, but you can make these meals as big or as small as you need. What I'm making is going to be 1 to 2 servings. But like I said, it's 78 cents per can. Tuna is like an unsung hero. There's 20 grams of protein in just this 1 can. Not to mention all the omega-3s and the other nutrients that you're getting. So this week, I'm going to be showing you 4 meal ideas using tuna that does not use a lot of cooking time so that your kitchen gets hot. So this is all about summer, cleaning, it's hot, cheap protein, and using up things in your pantry. So let's get to cooking. The meal that we're gonna make with the ever humble tuna is a tuna melt. We're gonna be using some tomato, a scallion, some cheddar cheese, some mayo, this stone ground mustard that I've had in my fridge forever that I need to use. And then I found this little bit of hot sauce that I need to use up as well. So let's make a tuna melt. First, I'm going to cut up my scallions. Next, we're going to take our drained tuna, put that in the bowl. Next, we're going to add in our scallions. Salt. A good pinch. Pepper. You could add celery in this. You could add whatever you want in this. I'm going to add a little bit of stone ground mustard. A splash of hot sauce. And of course, some mayo. As much as you like. I think I'm gonna do about that much. Let me give it a stir. That's perfect. Already smells wonderful. And that took like 2 seconds. Not really. It took more like 2 minutes to stir that up. The most time-consuming thing was chopping the scallions. So now, let's build our tuna melt. You could do this lots of ways. I'm gonna do mine like an open face sandwich. I have these 2 buns out of my freezer. I need to use up, this is a great way to use up things too, by the way. I'm gonna do mine like an open face sandwich. So I'm gonna pile on the tuna. So you can see that. There's my tuna on my buns. I'm gonna put a slice of tomato on each. And now we're gonna add some cheese. I have these slices of sharp cheddar I'm going to use. You could use any cheese that you like. You could use shredded cheese. This is going into the oven under the broiler for just a couple minutes, just until that cheese melts. Here are those tuna melts right out of the oven. That only took like 2 minutes. I'm gonna let it cool for a minute, and then I'll show you the plate. Here is the tuna melt on my plate. This just looks amazing. It smells really good. So let's cut into this and take a closer look. The tomato, the cheese, the tuna with the scallions and a little bit of hot sauce. You can kind of see there how it looks on the inside. All right. Let's taste. Wow. That is so good. If you like tuna, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. You've got to make this. Okay, so just like the tuna melt that I made, which was delicious, I have 2 lower carb options using the same type of mixture. So I'm gonna be making some tuna salad, okay, like we've been making, but I'm gonna stuff it in a pepper. And then I'm gonna show you how to turn that tuna stuffed pepper into a tuna melt. No bread, just the pepper. The first thing I'm gonna do is prep my veggies. So I'm gonna cut up my scallions. I'm pretty much making this just like the mixture that I made yesterday for the tuna melt. This is just a lower carb option. And a great way to use up a pepper if you had one that you needed to use in your fridge. So I have my scallions cut. Another frugal tip, I save all my veggie scraps for my veggie bag in the freezer. I'm gonna cut the top off of my pepper. Then I'm gonna cut out the ribs. And just because I don't want to waste anything, this top here, I removed the stem, and I'm going to cut that up to add into my tuna as well. Veggie scrap in. Another frugal tip, that's going to make a delicious chicken broth or veggie stock. Next, I'm going to take my 5-ounce can of drained tuna. And then I'm going to add my veggies. How do you like to eat your tuna? If you have an interesting way that you like to eat tuna, leave me a comment down in the message box below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. A little bit of that stone ground mustard. Mayo. I don't want it too creamy for this one, so I'm gonna put a little less than what I have in the past. If you don't want to heat this up, you could just take your pepper, and then we're gonna put the tuna mixture inside. And the tuna mixture made a lot. I'm just gonna go ahead and stuff this whole pepper. But you could probably stretch this for 2 peppers. Just this one can. Mine's just gonna be extra stuffed. So look at that stuffed pepper. All the yumminess of the tuna with the scallions and the little bit of pepper cut up in there. This is a nice, light, low-carb lunch. That is cool. You don't have to heat up your kitchen. But me, I'm gonna turn this into a tuna melt stuffed pepper. Tuna melt pepper. I don't know. We're gonna make up the name, but that's what we're gonna do. Now I got this little baking dish. I'm gonna put my pepper in my baking dish. And I'm gonna take 1 piece of that cheddar cheese. I'm gonna put this into a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so here we go. My tuna, whoa, it's rolling. My tuna melt pepper. Should that be my thumbnail? All right, I don't know. Let's taste this. It smells really good. It smells a lot different because of the pepper flavor that I can smell. It actually only took about 10 minutes in the oven. Here we go. All right, here's a bite. There's the pepper, the scallions, the cheese. Let's see how it tastes. Wow. It's really good. The pepper adds a lot of like a different flavor profile. This is really good. You need to give it a try. Tuna melt peppers. The next tuna meal that we're going to be making, you're going to be needing 1 can of tuna, 1 cup of any shortcut pasta. I happen to have elbows. You can use whichever shape you like, whatever you have on hand. Now this is going to make 1 to 2 servings. You can make this as big or as little as you want. If you want to double the recipe, it will be enough for 4. So I'm gonna get my noodles on the stove, let those cook up, and then I'll show you how to make our tuna pasta salad. I have 1 cup of frozen green peas, 2 scallions that I'm going to chop. I've got my noodles drained and rinsed with cold water. And we're gonna get this scallion chopped and we're gonna put together our tuna pasta salad. Now we have our cooked pasta. I'm gonna put in our drained tuna, put in our scallions. Our cup of frozen peas. This actually makes a lot more than I was thinking. I'll go ahead and kind of give that a stir. Now we're gonna add in salt and pepper. I have this on hand. I'm gonna add a little paprika. You don't have to. You can add whatever you want to this. Make it your own. And I'm gonna get my mayo in, probably 2 scoops, and we'll see how it goes with my little, I call this my purple mayo spoon. We're gonna give it a toss. This made a ton of pasta salad, definitely 2 servings here. I think 2 big servings. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, let it hang out for a little bit. And here is that tuna pasta salad out of the fridge. This made a lot and it is looking delicious. And I just tasted it. It tastes delicious too. You need to give this one a try. Cheap, easy, and delicious. The next recipe that we're gonna be making with our tuna is tuna cakes. So we're gonna make this similar to how we've made the previous recipes. We're going to be starting with 2 scallions that I've chopped up. I'm going to add in my 1 can of drained tuna. You can also turn this into like a tuna burger. You could eat it either way. I'm just gonna be eating it as a tuna cake. But I am gonna be using some more of that mustard just to add some flavor since I have it. Not much, just enough to flavor. A dash of hot sauce. Then I'm going to be adding in 1 egg. No mayo this time, 1 egg. That's gonna be your binder. Salt, pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a stir first. So I'm gonna be adding in some breadcrumbs that I had on hand. If you don't have breadcrumbs, you can seriously just take a piece of loaf bread and put it in a food processor, make it into tiny little bits. I'm gonna start with about that much. I don't know, I just eyeball it until the mixture starts combining and kind of sticking together and is not so liquidy. So I just add a little bit, take a look. I'm gonna need some more. Or like a meatloaf. You kind of just want that consistency where it's gonna stick together. So sometimes I just feel like you have to kind of eyeball it. Yeah, that's looking better. Now I'm taking this and forming it into patties. You can make the patties as big or as little as you want, depending on if you're gonna put this on a bun like a burger, or if you're just gonna eat it like a tuna cake. Kind of like a crab cake, you know, but with tuna. All right, here are my tuna cakes. Let's get them into the pan. I'm gonna let these cook for a couple minutes on each side. They cooked for about 2 minutes on the first side. I gave them a flip. These are smelling amazing. And here are my tuna cakes on my plate. I mean, look at that. Delicious. I happen to have a lemon to use up and some tartar sauce in my fridge, so I'm gonna be using some of that. So let's get tasting. Excuse me. Before we taste, I'm gonna take this lemon. I'm just gonna squeeze it over the top like that. I can't wait to taste these. Okay, here we go. They're crispy. Here we go. I'm gonna take mine, dip it in some tartar sauce. So good. So good. So good. This is my favorite by far. This is good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Look how much food that is from one can of tuna. So, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm still rocking and rolling on all the cleaning. I got messes over here to deal with today. But I've been eating those tuna cakes. They taste so much like crab cakes that, I don't know, I just called them crab cake. It was the tuna cakes. I've eaten 2 of them. Delicious. My favorite. It was so yummy. I would definitely cook this in a larger batch and feed to my family. It's so filling. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Tuna, unsung hero, 20 grams of protein a can, 78 cents a can. And you can do some great recipes with tuna in this time of inflation. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out so much, and it helps me to know what it is that you want to see and what you like to watch from my channel. And if you haven't already, think about subscribing so you can always be notified when I have another idea. So again, until next time, bye.